Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another speech and language session. Today, we're going to start talking about some ocean animals. So last week, we talked about a marine biologist, and we talked a little bit about what a marine biologist does, and we talked about maybe how they research animals and study animals, and so that's exactly what we're going to be doing this week. So our group plan for today: first, we're going to do our greeting and talk about how we feel. Then we're going to review our EET or ECHI. Then we'll review what we talked about when we described a marine biologist. We're going to explore the ocean a little bit on the internet, talk about some ocean animals, describe some ocean animals, and then we'll be done. So first, let's go ahead and share how. Remember, you can ask your mom or your dad or brother or sister or whoever's at home with you how they feel, what zone they're in. Today, I feel in the green zone. I'm in a pretty good mood today. All right. So let's just review EET really quickly. Remember, this is how we describe something. So if we're describing a marine biologist, a person, we talk about what group they're in, what they do, what they look like, what they're made of. And for a person, made of is talking about personality traits, pink parts, white wear, and what else do you know? So any other things that you might know about what you're describing. So this helps us give a lot more information when we're describing something. So let's review what we described a marine biologist as. We said a marine biologist is a person, that's their group. A marine biologist studies ocean animals, that's what they do. A marine biologist looks like a person. And remember, looks like can be anything. So a person can look like all different things. They can have different color hair. They can be short, tall. They can be really skinny. They can have different clothes that they wear. So those are all things that you can describe a person with. A marine biologist is made of knowledge. So made of is talking about personality, what their personality is like. A marine biologist uses scuba gear. A marine biologist might work in the ocean or a boat, or they might work in a laboratory. Those are all places where they can work. And what else do I know? I know I like marine biologists. I think they're really cool. Okay, so that's how we described a marine biologist last time. So this week we're going to be exploring the ocean. So remember, the ocean is where the marine biologist goes and studies different animals. So let me share my screen. Okay, so we're on the National Geographic Kids website, and you guys can go on this website at home too. It has a lot of cool videos and pictures of different animals. So since we're talking about the ocean, I am in the ocean. So let me zoom in. Oops, there we go. Okay, so first let's look at some pictures. So here we see the ocean. The ocean makes up a huge part of Earth. So Earth is covered in mostly ocean. And there's a lot of places in the ocean that humans haven't even been yet. So what we know about the ocean, we know that there's different coral reefs and places where fish live. So here we can see some fish. We see a coral reef. And this is seaweed. So seaweed grows in the ocean. It's a plant that grows underwater. Just like we have trees on land, seaweed grows in the ocean. And different animals can live in the seaweed or eat the seaweed. The ocean also has waves. So if you've been to a beach, you know that there's waves that come up onto the beach. The waves are controlled by different things in the ocean, like gravity and the push and pull of the tides and the shape of the water. So there's lots of different things that can make waves. And people can surf on waves. Sometimes people will body surf or use different things to go onto waves. And like we said, there's all different types of animals that live in the ocean. So this is a manta ray, and you can see some fish in the background. They live in the ocean. The ocean has beaches, and there's lots of different animals that can go there. So from outer space, you can see Earth's surface is more than 70% ocean. Oceans are salty water. And even though Earth has one continuous body of salt water, we divide it into 5 different sections. So there's 5 different oceans. Oceans are really, really deep. This says, on average, an ocean is a little over 2 miles deep. That is so deep. And the water cycle. So we talked about the water cycle earlier in the year during our distance learning. And the water cycle and the ocean are really related. So how do you think the water cycle and the ocean are related? So like we talked about in the water cycle, trees and other plants release water into the atmosphere. So water goes up into the atmosphere, and something called transpiration when it goes up, and then the water falls back to Earth as rain. So obviously, rain can go into the ocean, and water can evaporate from the ocean. So the sun can heat up water on the ocean surface, and that water goes up into the air, and then it comes down again as rain. And like we said, there's lots of different animals that can live in the ocean. Scientists estimate about 1 million species of animals live in the ocean. That is crazy, 1 million. And there's different habitats in the ocean. So just like we talked about earlier this year when we talked about different winter animal habitats, animals in the ocean also have habitats. So some animals live on coral reefs, some live in seaweed, some live really, really deep in caves. There's lots of different places where animals can live. Okay, so we explored a little bit of the ocean. Now we're going to talk about 2 ocean animals. So obviously there are a lot more ocean animals than just these 2 that we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about a shark and a sea turtle. So these animals are both ocean animals, but they're different. So we're going to watch some videos about both of them and then describe how they're the same and how they're different. So let's go ahead and watch our shark video first.
Get ready for things you want to know. This underwater creature has 80 eyes, a toothy jaw, and is oftentimes the main attraction in some scary movies. Sharks. But what are they? Fish? Or superheroes? If you guess both, then you're right. Sharks are one of the oldest living organisms on planet Earth. Like all fish, they swim in water and can be found in every ocean on Earth. Sharks are often seen as the supervillain of the sea, but they're better cast as superheroes because sharks have superpowers. They have the power of night vision. Sharks can spot their prey in dim and dark waters. Combine this with a strong sense of smell and the ability to pinpoint their prey, sometimes hundreds of feet away. Sharks also get a bad rap. The truth is, you're more likely to get injured by a toilet than attacked by a shark. But the odds of either of those things happening is unlikely. When it comes to feasting, sharks are clever and well equipped with speed, agility, and strength. Sharks have different techniques for capturing food, like the basking shark that holds its mouth open like a drawbridge and inhales as much as 1,000 pounds of fish food in its stomach every day. I'm full just thinking about that. Sharks' eating habits may seem extreme, but they actually help to keep fish populations strong. Sharks use their superpowers to protect and help keep the ocean healthy. Sharks are the superheroes of the sea.
Okay, so that was all about sharks. We learned some different things about sharks, like they can see really well underwater and they hunt for different fish underwater. So now we're going to watch a video about sea turtles and learn some more about what sea turtles do.
Sea turtles are ancient mariners. Present in all but Earth's coldest oceans, these marine reptiles are well adapted to a life on the move. Sea turtles have existed since the time of the dinosaurs. The earliest known marine turtle lived about 120 million years ago. Named Desmatoculus paddlei, it was 6 feet long and had the characteristic features of modern sea turtles, including a carapace or top shell and paddle-like limbs. Today, there are 7 species of sea turtles, with the largest being the leatherback. Growing as long as 8 feet and weighing up to 2,000 pounds, it is larger than known fossils of its prehistoric ancestor, D. paddlei. Sea turtles can lay more than 150 eggs at a time. Called the clutch, these large egg deposits help ensure the survival of sea turtle hatchlings. Once a female lays her eggs, she returns to the sea, leaving her hatchlings to fend for themselves. Fewer than 0.1% of hatchlings survive to adulthood, in part due to numerous predators on the beach. Emerging in large numbers increases the chance that some will survive. A sea turtle's sex is determined by temperature. Unlike most vertebrates, a sea turtle's sex is not determined by sex chromosomes. Instead, the temperature of the nest determines the sex of the hatchlings. When temperatures are warm, at about 88 degrees Fahrenheit, most of the hatchlings will be female. But when temperatures are cooler, less than around 82 degrees Fahrenheit, most of the hatchlings will be male. Sea turtles use Earth's magnetic fields to navigate. Sea turtles have geomagnetic abilities, which serve as an internal GPS. The turtles have particles of magnetite, a magnetic mineral, in their brains. The magnetite likely plays a role in orienting sea turtles to Earth's magnetic poles, similar to a compass. Baby sea turtles imprint on the unique magnetic signature of the beaches where they hatch. This magnetic map can guide them back to the same beaches several years later to lay their own eggs. All 7 sea turtle species are threatened with extinction. Once abundant, sea turtle populations have dramatically declined in the past 2 centuries. Fishing is a major threat to sea turtles, as they become caught in fishing nets as bycatch or accidental catch. Illegal harvesting of turtle eggs, trafficking in turtle products, and ocean pollution are also concerns. However, policies have been enacted to reduce bycatch, protect turtle habitats, and prohibit the killing of sea turtles and their eggs. By continuing this kind of intervention, humans can help stop the decline of sea turtles, helping keep these ancient mariners in the world's oceans.
Okay, so we finished watching our video about a shark and about a sea turtle. So let's compare and contrast the shark and the sea turtle. So in the middle, this is how the shark and the sea turtle are alike. So how are they alike? Both the shark and the sea turtle live in the same place. They live in the ocean. They're both ocean animals. How else are they alike? You might have said they both have 4 flippers or fins that help them swim underwater. So, talking about the shark, let's describe some of the things that we know about a shark. So, a shark is a fish. That's the group that it's in. What does a shark do? It eats meat. It eats different fish underwater. We also know that sharks can grow up to 15 feet long. They are really big. Sharks also have gills that help them breathe underwater, and they have really sharp teeth. A sea turtle, the group that it's in, is a reptile. So a sea turtle is not a fish, even though it lives underwater. A sea turtle is a reptile, so it can breathe air. That's why we saw in the video the sea turtles going onto the beach to lay eggs, and they have to come up to the top of the water to take a breath. Sea turtles eat mostly plants. They eat kelp and seaweed, and that's what makes them kind of green in color. A sea turtle also has a hard shell that helps protect it. Sea turtles can hold their breath for up to 5 hours underwater. So even though they're not a fish, they can't breathe underwater, they can hold their breath for a really, really long time. So comparing a shark and a sea turtle, we know that they're both ocean animals. They both have 4 fins or flippers, but there are a lot of things that are different about them. So today we finished talking about some ocean animals and describing them. So your assignment this week is to describe either a shark or a sea turtle, so you can pick which one you want to describe. You can draw a picture of the animal and then answer some questions to describe it. So your assignment is on the Canvas page. And if you have any questions, email me and let me know. I hope that you guys enjoyed learning about some ocean animals. I'll see you next time. Bye.